Okay guys, we got more sickening insanity coming from a political party, and once again it's Labour, though this time it's the Welsh version of that anti-British cesspit headed up by one soy-infused wet wipe named Mark Drakeford. Their crime this time against the people of Wales involves kids, which as you know makes it sickening beyond all doubt, and leaves me asking how many Jimmy Savile types have they got in that puppet parliament over there. Actually, it might even be easier to list the ones who ain't, but we ain't gonna bother getting into that now. Right now, I'm gonna verbally bitch slap these scumbags for asking 13-year-old kids to complete a sex survey, because in my mind, that is some sick sort of shit. Here, the Telegraph reports, survey our school children as young as 13 when they first had sex. All mainstream secondary schools in Wales invited to participate in survey funded by the Welsh Government. No, what they mean there is it's funded by you, so the Welsh and English public are literally funding these sickos asking kids about their sex life. Can anyone explain to me in the comments how that is not sick? Because to me it seems bloody beyond it, I've got to say.
I don't fucking believe it.
You better believe it, because it's fucking happening.
In fact, if my 13-year-old child told me that the school was asking them about their sex life, then I'm on the warpath instantly, I don't mind telling ya. It's not something adults should be asking children, full bloody stop in my mind. Here it goes on, children as young as 13 are being asked when they first had sex in a survey funded by the Welsh Government, raising fears that child abuse is being normalised. All mainstream secondary schools in Wales are invited to participate in the Student Health and Wellbeing Survey run by the School Health Research Network every 2 years. In fact, this actually sounds like something I spoke about before, and so did the other YouTube channel No Chance. It goes on, with more than 200 schools taking part in 2019, the census of pupils aged 13 to 18 covers sex and relationships, smoking, alcohol, drugs, family life, nutrition, sport and gambling. So there is a bunch of shit that the school literally has no business asking any of these kids, I've got to say. I mean, you could ask an 18-year-old maybe, but anyone below that age, they certainly have no right to be asking these questions. It says one section for pupils in year 11 to 13 and optional to those in year 9 and 10 who are aged 13 to 15 asks, how old were you when you had sexual intercourse for the first time? With answers ranging from 11 years old or younger through each year to 18. Shit that they don't need to bloody know, as I said. This survey, which took place again last autumn, asked them if they used emergency contraception the last time that they had sex, whether they used a condom, and whether birth control pills were used. Once again, things you shouldn't be fucking asking kids. Another question asks, have you ever sent someone a sexually explicit image of yourself, which is obviously asking them if they've committed a crime, so they bloody shouldn't be doing that. It goes on, the survey has prompted warnings from parents that safeguarding has barely been considered. Parent campaign group Safe School Alliance UK said that while collecting data was laudable, the survey had got it horribly wrong, and it was shocked at this being done in the name of health. That I 100% agree with, I've got to say. We are alarmed that 11 years or younger is one of the multi-choice answers given for questions such as what age did you first get drunk, use cannabis, have sexual intercourse, the spokeswoman Tanya Carter said. Which, yeah, I've got to say that is kind of sick, because let's be honest, these kids are going to be talking about what they said after, and peer pressure's going to come in, and then people are going to get bullied and all of this shit. That obviously goes alongside the fact that you shouldn't be asking kids this sort of shit, bloody full stop. It goes on, 11-year-olds do not have sex, they are raped. This has the potential to normalise serious child protection issues. A free text box would have been better. No, taking the fucking thing out completely would have been better. It says inclusion seems to have been treated as an add-on and safeguarding barely considered at all. No, because they just want to find this information from kids, the fucking sickos. Here it says, in January, the Scottish Government also faced calls to scrap a similar health and wellbeing census that asked 14-year-olds about anal sex. This is something me and No Chance have both covered. Ms Carter said, as with the Scottish survey, no consideration appears to be given to how these questions would be received by abused children. Never mind just abused children, they shouldn't be getting asked to any child, full fucking stop. Now here they talk about kids smoking drugs and all this shit, which is not really the point of this video, so I'm going to skip over that bit there. But here we can see the Welsh school system is being ridden over the coals because it's completely useless with the lowest scores in the UK, so maybe they should focus on that instead of asking kids this sick sort of shit. It says a 2019 report by the National Foundation for Educational Research found that Wales had the lowest score in the UK in reading, mathematics and science when measured by the Programme of International Student Assessment. It was also below the OECD average in all three areas. So in other words, they're completely bloody useless, and like I said, they're worried about asking kids their sex life rather than making them better at shit that's actually going to help them in their lives. Here we can see Welsh Shadow Minister for Education, Laura Ann Jones, told The Telegraph, "From what I can see, this is grossly inappropriate." Well, no shit, Sherlock. It's deeply concerning that the Labour government is obsessing over these details of our students' private lives and not focused on getting standards up. Of course, I agree with that 100%, but we all know the Conservatives would literally be doing the same thing if they were in charge there. They're hardly doing a fucking good job for the country in general, let's be honest. It goes on, Labour's embarrassing record has left Wales bottom of the PISA league tables. This is clearly not age appropriate. It's absolutely fundamental that any survey going to our children and young people is age appropriate.
Oh, you must be the brains in.
Labour's priorities for our children's education leaves a lot to be desired. I would say the priorities for education in general leaves a lot to be desired across the whole country. And it finishes up with, a Welsh Government spokesman said, "The Student Health and Wellbeing Survey, which takes place every 2 years, provides high-quality data on the health and well-being of young people aged 11 to 16 in Wales. The survey is developmentally appropriate and forms our important part of our commitment to improving mental health and well-being in schools."
I'm sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit.
No, it forms an important part in you asking kids questions that you fucking shouldn't be doing. Sort your bloody lives out, you bunch of sickos. Now, I don't know about you guys, and you've probably guessed by now, this sort of shit here makes me physically sick to my stomach and has me asking why the fucking hell they're doing it. I'm sure most of you will agree, but I'll certainly be interested in what yous lot think down in the comments section below. Make sure to share this video out, because you know YouTube ain't gonna bloody do that.
Ah!